It's time for Cricbuzz Live again. If you're not flying kites, don't you worry. You can let your imagination soar. 3 kite flying lovers on Cricbuzz Live today. It's just the start of the year 2026. Gentlemen, how's the start been for you and what's on your wish list?
Well, lovely. Happy to be back in the studio, starting the new year with regard to the cricket and the cricket shows. Enjoying what we love the most. The holiday mode needs to switch off now and the work mode needs to start.
Only for a few days, sir.
True.
Go on. What's on your wish list?
Wish list. I want to learn to play the piano this year. I said I have to learn a musical instrument. So I have bought myself a synthesizer because unless I get good enough at that, I'm not going to buy a piano. So
it'll work, sir. See, Zach's childhood wish list is pretty much done and dusted, right? To play for India, check.
Exactly.
Win a World Cup, check. Yeah. Lovely family, now of course fatherhood, check. Good day, sir. Happy for you.
Yeah, good space. Looking forward to this year with a lot of hope and aspirations.
Anything else specific that you have on your mind? Is saal to ek karna hai.
You know what, once you move away from the game on the field, like, playing the game and stuff like that, you have only one wish list, get back yourself, get in the gym, back again is something, which is always on the agenda. And beginning of the year, usually those feelings are very strong. That, okay, this year I need to get back and maybe, start playing some sport also regularly.
How many percentage of Indians would have actually signed up for an annual membership at the gym? And then by now, half the month gone already, they would have given up, I suppose.
Yeah. So I'll tell you one thing. The pricing in Indian gyms, okay, and in most gyms around the world, depends on failure. So, no, I'm being honest with you. So if you sell a gym package to, say, 100 people, the gym does not have equipment if 70 people turn up.
Correct.
They have only equipment for 30 people. So basically, that's what happens. Your gym cycle depends on people being delinquent. So people will buy up and say, ki 6 mahine membership hai, 15 din jayenge.
A lot of people have turned up in Rajkot today at the Niranjan Star Stadium. Can you imagine in Gujarat, which is a state that loves flying kites on Sankrant, thousands have turned up, lined up outside to watch Roh & Co in action. Shubman Gill as well. Quick update, New Zealand have won the toss. And they've chosen to bowl first, which means India have a slightly different challenge of putting the runs on the board on a high-scoring pitch. Now, Shubman Gill kicked off his 2026 with a few runs on the board. There's been a lot of chat, Zach, about how he approached his innings. He was on a form-finding mission. There's talk on his strike rate as well. India were chasing 301, mind you. Is it okay? Do you give him that much space to find form, looking at the bigger picture, or do you say, no, you've got to go big straight away, especially when you're chasing 301?
Well, at this level, when you're playing at the international level, the highest level always brings that kind of a pressure. So that's something which you don't have escape from. You got to find that balance. You got to stick to your processes. The scrutiny, the criticism, the appreciation, these are all part of the game you're playing and the level which you're playing at and the standards which you've set for yourself. Shubman Gill is someone who has been so consistent. Obviously, he's been made captain with a lot of hope that, he's going to take this team forward, which brings pressure, expectations, and, he's still trying to find that balance. What is nice about him is that, he's very driven. He's looking that he's ready for this kind of a role. And when you have this kind of a setup with a little bit of injury, being a little off the game, not really, getting that much of game time with forced issues, then it's okay to take a little bit of time. What matters is the consistency. What matters is runs under his belt, and how he approaches innings by innings is something which we have to wait and see.
You look at the 56 runs he scored or the 71 balls he faced, or would you have a slightly cynical view of the strike rate? As I said, is that number 71 far more important given the big picture?
Look, I don't think I think it's a blip. Firstly, it's very difficult for a guy to motivate himself because he's going to play 3 ODIs now.
Sure.
He's not part of the World Cup plan. So then for the next 3-4 months, till the IPL, he's not going to play much cricket. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's an opportunity for him. Just remember one thing, while his T20, and we have rightly or unjustly said that, his T20 players, there are better candidates than him.
Sure.
Shubman Gill is a one-day international great. He's a great, okay? In his 56 ODIs, he averages 56, over 56. So that 56 is just under his average. His average is, I think, 56.35 or 36.
Sure.
At a strike rate of 98. So he is one of the top ODI players.
Yeah.
Okay, so this for me is a blip that, okay, this is one day that he's thing. And look, again, when we say 301 is a big score, today we're used to ODI scores of 340, 350. Gone is the days when, anything above 300 was considered to be unchaseable. Those days are far in the past, T20 cricket has accelerated ODI cricket's ability. So I don't think that is a problem. I think the big problem for him is just, he must be thinking, yeah, I have just 3 chances. After this, I'm going to be sitting out for the next 2.5 months, 1.5 months, 2 months. I'm not going to be playing any cricket. So I think that may be a factor, but Shubman Gill is a legitimate ODI great. And I don't think anyone in the team has any problems with.
Going forward, as captain, as opener, can he take a cue from a man that bats 22 yards away? I mean, Rohit Sharma, as captain, he says, okay, I'm going to take the risk and go big. Is that something that he should imbibe from Rohit?
Look, the question here is, when did Rohit start that? And if you remember that journey, 2022 World Cup, we did badly. He came back to India and we felt Rohit just reinvented himself as a white ball batter then. Just the way the attitude with which he's playing. But remember one thing, Rohit is still in the team. You don't need 2 people to play like Rohit up front. You don't need 2 people. Rohit has already taken that role and Rohit has done that role for India. If you see the entire 23 World Cup, other than the finals, he set the pace for India. He was going out, sacrificing his wicket and he's still in that mode. While he's in that mode, they don't need Shubman to do it. The day Rohit retires, that day you'll have to ask yourself, should Shubman be doing that role or should somebody else?
Yeah.
Till then, I think Rohit is doing the role here.
Right, New Zealand have won the toss and they've chosen to bowl first. 1 change each in both the lineups. Remember, India 1-0. New Zealand need to win to stay alive. Let's take a look at the playing 11s very quickly. Now, up first is India. Nitish Kumar Reddy has come in for the injured Washington Sundar, who's gone out. A change along expected lines, Zach, for you?
Yeah, I think this change was on the expected lines. Nitish Kumar Reddy has been around with the team. Looking at the larger picture, you want to utilize as many opportunities as you get to get a seam bowling all-rounder in the playing 11, give him some game time. Yeah. So I think this is the opportunity for the Indian team management to make use of the time and give Nitish Reddy some game time.
Given that India will bowl second, we're not sure if they'll be due. In fact, yesterday there was no due, is what Shubman said at the toss as well. You want to be able to test your bowling options in both conditions, right? If there is due, it's another kind of test.
Well, I think when you're looking at the larger picture, you need to find that balance, and we've been harping on that fact of South African conditions being tilted in favor of seam bowling. So whether the 3 spinners are going to be put under pressure under those conditions when it matters the most against good teams, so that is something which the Indian think tank will be thinking about. So if you are able to figure out a balance, where you have maybe 2 spinners in the team and then have a supporting seam up option, which can take that edge off planning. So that is something which is very, very important for the team. Nitish Kumar Reddy, Hardik, Shivam Dube, all these kind of options which are at the disposal of Indian team think tank, which they should look into. So I think Nitish Kumar Reddy becomes that important call right now.
It's a tricky one for selectors, captain, coach, because you also want an insurance for the sadly injury-prone Hardik Pandya. Shivam Dube, as he said, is in the mix as well. It's a tricky one to look at the macro picture and yet select the best 11 to win this game.
You're right. It's always a balance between them, but I think they are looking at exactly what the rarest commodity in India is fast bowling all-rounders.
Yeah. And
they're literally just 3 candidates right now. So we need to take them. Remember, if you see when India last played a World Cup in South Africa successfully, 2003, Zach was there.
Yeah.
They were always 3 seamers. And if you remember, India always was under pressure because Saurav had to choose between Kumble and Harbhajan. And I think Harbhajan was usually the first guy off the block.
Yeah.
And, that was how it was. So India was always 3 seamers. I remember, of course, in those days, with the fielding conditions were different. So you would get overs out of Sehwag and Tendulkar as well. So here, that's the thing, that India is definitely not going to play with 3 spinners there. I mean,
And that's why it's not a bad idea to be promoting Harshit Rana, to give him that little bit of extra time in the middle. You know, put him in tough situations and see if he can respond and become that little bit of cushion in lower down the order when it comes to the World Cup, which is still fair bit of time left for that. So I think the thought process is good when it comes to utilizing services of Harshit Rana and giving him enough confidence of saying that, okay, you can contribute with the bat.
Yep.
We will back you and see what you got.
Yep, more on Harshit Rana in just a bit. But before that, let's take a look at the New Zealand 11. One change, New Zealand have a debutant left-arm orthodox spinner. Jaden Lennox comes in for the leggy Aditya Ashok. Largely the same combination, just that they've added some left-arm varieties, Zach.
Yeah, I think just to give a bit more control. Finger spinners usually have a bit more control on the lengths. You've seen against the quality batting lineup of India, any spinner will have a tough time. So leggy, you've seen batters putting him under pressure. And with the rule of second power play also, with extra fielder in, you got to be very precise. So I think that's the thought process from New Zealand side here.
Teams like New Zealand will also want to try different players, right? It's not an ICC event. Bilaterals can perhaps offer such teams a chance to throw in other players, since the other first choice players are missing, some due to injury and some are rested.
No, absolutely. I think this is a great opportunity, and this is a series which is almost like an aberration, because it's an ODI series just a month before a very important World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's literally, okay, let's get the 3 ODIs out of the way. So you will experiment out here. It's important to us, and it becomes more and more important to us just because this is, for us, that rare opportunity to see, Roko play. And that's the reason why there's so much focus in India about it. But otherwise, these are series for you to try out players, to see new combinations, to see what could come. Because now, after this World Cup finishes, the next 4 months, there won't be any ODI cricket.
Yeah.
And then the attention will come to the next year's World Cup,
Right, and this relatively less experienced New Zealand lineup will have to bowl to Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. In fact, Rohit Sharma scaled another peak in his white ball career. Zach, this is a scary number. 656s in all international cricket. Take a look at the rest of those on that squad. Nowhere close to where Rohit is. Rohit Sharma, in that kind of big six-hitting form, is a nightmare for bowlers, isn't it?
Well, I think it's just sheer ability, isn't it? And he has been doing it time and again as he gets set and plays more deliveries in this format. His strike rate just keeps going higher and higher. The guy has got 3 double hundreds at this level.
Unbelievable.
If not more, I think.
264. Can you imagine 264?
Yeah, but it's just that, he's been owning this format. He's been putting bowlers under pressure. Got amazing ability to pick the length. Short ball is something, which bowlers rely on in this format to contain batters. But he's someone who looks for those and puts them out of the park.
The sport looks so much easier from 80 yards away, or at home. I've been watching a lot of these Instagram reels of kids facing a bowling machine and they try and tune it to, okay, let me face a 140 delivery or a 150. The ball isn't even visible, Joy. And therefore, it's important to hold ourselves back before criticizing someone who can't hit sixes. It's such a tough thing to do, and Rohit makes it look so easy.
Absolutely. And I remember the first time I heard about him was 2006. Jatin Paranjape, who used to be with Mumbai, at that time was with Nike. And he said, the next Bombay great you're going to see is this kid called Rohit Sharma, who I've just seen, this kid from Borivali, who's just there, and he hits sixes as if it's a joke. And, it's rare that you have that and then you have that career to follow after that. But I think that's the thing about it, his ability to be able to clear it. And I genuinely also feel that ODI is his best format. It seems T20 should be his best format. But if you look at his T20 record, how many years has he got 500 in the IPL? You won't find so many years. But if you see his ODI record, it is phenomenal. It is utterly phenomenal. And I think this is his best format. He's in the shape of his life. I think he's as fit as he's ever been. And he's having so much fun because pressures, captaincy, not my problem. Selection, not my problem. Who wins the World Cup, not my problem. I just have to go and bat and enjoy myself.
Give me a bowler's perspective, Zach, because as you said, he picks the length well. He's got a great eye as well. In the zone, he's unstoppable. What does a bowler do against Rohit in this kind of scintillating six-hitting form?
Well, I mean, six hitting is one aspect of his batting. If you look at his batting overall, he's an all-round player. He's got shots on both sides of the wickets, and when you have a player like that, it's always very difficult to contain. You've seen maybe as a left armer you have that little bit of edge if the ball is coming back in. If you're able to consistently bowl in that channel, which any batsman will find it tough. Those are the kind of processes as a bowler you can think of when you are bowling to someone like that. But when you are on song, if you are batting there at the crease, you're not going to breathe easy because it's just the hallmark of good players that if they're there, they're going to make that margin of error for you as small as you can, and that puts a lot of pressure, and that's when they thrive. So I think Rohit Sharma over the years has been very consistent with that, understanding with experience that exactly how to build his innings, how to approach the game, and how to put bowlers under pressure.
You've had duels with him in the IPL bowling against him, or in the nets playing for India or MI?
Yeah, I'm sure I must have had
Any stories?
Well, I think like I mentioned, if you want to see the bowlers who have troubled him, maybe they have to be on the slower side. So that is something which has been. I remember Angelo Matthews is someone who's had a good record against him. And when you look at the kind of deliveries which he's bowling, they don't have that much pace, but there's something in that. I can't recall exactly the question which you asked me in terms of how I approached it. But we've had some interesting battles on the field, and I always enjoyed the challenge. I remember, I think when I was captaining Delhi Daredevils that time, we were playing against MI, and Rohit was actually carrying the innings. We had a very decent inroads from the other side, getting enough wickets, but Rohit was there. Until the time he was there, I was just kind of making sure. He eventually got run out, I think, in that game. When he had a runner. And then he was saying, oh no, it's not my fault, it's not. But he actually, the non-striker collided with the with the runner, and he was out run out, and he was saying, no, I'm not run out. I was like, how can you not be run out? So I think, that one incident which we laugh about always.
One of the most endearing characters in Indian cricket. Joy, it's a tough one. Rohit the captain, Rohit the opener, Rohit the six-hitter, or Rohit the yaro ka yar. Pick one.
I'd say captain, because captain also is part of Yaro Ka Yar. I mean, he's just such a presence to the team. I mean, he's so good with the younger players. He's so open. He'll say what he wants to, and they will never take it badly because he says it from a very clean heart. To be able to say things which are good or bad to a player, kya shot mara, but you say it in such a way that the player also knows you're also hurting for him, not because you're trying to scold him. And I think that's, the most endearing part of it. Because remember, he has come and taken over a very difficult team to take over. I mean, he took over from Virat Kohli, and Virat is a very driven person who's taken the team to a certain level. And to then take over as captain, and Rohit brings a totally different atmosphere to the dressing room. And I think he's done a fantastic job for it. So I think the way Rohit led India in the 2023 World Cup, I have not seen a player lead a team like that spiritually and, from the front. Perhaps Kapil Dev in 83 would have been the last person who I saw like that, who literally set the template for the team. Kapil saying, we fight, we never give up. And Rohit up front saying, this is it, we are going to give everything we have on the field.
Zach, he just seems completely untouched by the entrampments of stardom or power. They say in cricketing circles that he's always been like this since the early days.
Yeah, I think, his the way he carries himself, his style is like that. He's very approachable. I think, that has been his strength. He is very, very calm, very casual in terms of the exterior, but very intense, when it actually comes to reading the game, when it actually comes to analyzing, when it comes to planning, preparation, he likes to be very thorough about it. So be it watching the data, be it interacting with the players, be it discussing the game, all those aspects, they are very intense when it comes to Rohit, the guy, who is thinking about the game, talking, planning. So I think that makes it a very nice package, because he can bring out the lighter side when the pressure is the highest.
True.
But the process and the execution and the approach, he still can find that intensity, which really drives you towards producing results.
Right, we can go on and on talking about Rohit Sharma, but there's another team to talk about as well. Zachary Folks, in fact, we got a first glimpse of him in that first ODI. Zach, he bowled in the power play, 5 overs, kept the Indians quiet. What's your first impression of this young bowler?
Well, I think he's someone who gives me the impression that knows about his strengths and weaknesses. When you look at it, he's not like a out and out fast bowler, or he's not like in appearance also a very tall, strong kind of fast bowler. But he's got his game covered. Like he's a skiddy kind of a bowler. Has got that swing with the new ball. Has got the variations. Looks to use his short delivery to his advantage. Looks to be deceptive when it comes to bowling those short deliveries. Doesn't have that much of pace, but I think the control and the variations and the planning is something looks like his strength.
Perhaps a lesson that discipline more important than trying to go express pace and knowing what you can do and what you can't do.
Well, that's what the game is all about, isn't it? There is no one size fit all. I think you need to figure out how you're approaching the game, how you're setting the game to your advantage. That's what the game is all about. Be it a batter or a bowler, you got to find that formula for yourself, which is going to give you the results. And that is something which is very important at this level, to know your strengths, to know your weaknesses. No one is exactly perfect. You got to work with what you got and maximize it.
The Chennai Super Kings talent scouts clearly saw value in him, Joy, at the auction.
No, absolutely. They paid 75 lakhs for him. They picked up and they were very delighted. And look, I think Zachary for me is actually very symbolic of the country he comes from. Nice. Small country, 4-5 million people, very small talent pool, but they do a lot with that talent pool. They've reached so many World Cups. If you see their international record in World Cups, they have a stunning record in World Cups. And in a country which is, half the population, 1/3 of the population of Mumbai. So you're getting players out of there, you're generating players out of there. What happens? How do they do well? Not because they're always the most talented, but because every guy knows exactly what he's supposed to do. I think Zach is very symbolic of that. He knows that he's not expressed, but he knows he has control with the new ball. He'll give you something with the new ball. He'll come and tonk it at 6, 7, 8. He is a package, and he plays well with his limitations because he understands his limitations.
It's part of a trio that New Zealand have high hopes from. So clearly him, there's Jamieson as well as Duffy, who isn't there because he's been rested now. These are the numbers. New Zealand, since that 2023 World Cup, best average, best economy rate, and the highest dot ball percentage as well as compared to the other countries. You reckon this trio has it in them, Zach, to perhaps, in a sense, emulate what the likes of Trent Bolt and Southee did for them for so long?
Well, if you're consistently playing, that's when you get to understand, whether they have the capability or not. But with New Zealand, one thing has been very consistent, that this team is very big on data. This team is very big on tactics. This team is not afraid of trying new things.
Sure.
So with whatever resources they have, you'll always see this team working with a plan.
Yeah.
Whether that plan is successful, not successful, that is secondary. That is for another analysis and improvisation on that as they move along. But I've seen with this team, there's always been a thought process. So they will see, okay, we are playing 3 ODIs in India. These are the venues we are playing under. This is going to be the likely playing 11 for Indian team. Okay, these are the key players. How are we going to tackle these? You've seen various kind of tactics and out of box thinking from this team over the years. Be it putting the guy right behind the umpire, be it spinner bowling with the new ball. Exactly. You go and see in the history of New Zealand cricket, you will see that this team is always trying to find new ways and tactics and figuring according to condition what can work.
Interesting. Well, this bowling lineup will have a lot of big batting guns to face. One of them, Shreyas Iyer at number 4. Just settles the debate on number 4, which has been a pain point, Zach, for India since that 2019 World Cup. He's there. It's his spot. It just seems like the most natural fit for that role, Shreyas Iyer, given the kind of game he has.
Well, he has been delivering for the team, isn't it? The numbers are speaking for itself, and he has the ability to put spinners under pressure.
Yeah.
You know, that is something which a number four usually has to have.
Yeah.
You know, because if you've got a decent start and the tempo is set, then you need to have the ability to put spinners under pressure and really take that tempo up. You know, I think Shreyas has that. Also, he's figured out his game, you know, with regard to short bowling, which was a bit of a concern. He's looking to ease into things, you know, with regard to that. So that's a good positive sign. And you know, all-round player. You've seen he's been able to play those cut shots. Then he'll step down. He'll play shots over covers. You know, so all that makes him a real good choice for number four. But I think, you know, when you're looking at Indian cricket, I think that one thing is for sure that you have a lot of guys pushing each other and there's a lot of healthy competition. So no one can really own a spot until you achieve that kind of a consistency.
Yeah. For now, though, his numbers against New Zealand tell you that he loves batting against the Kiwis, an average of 66 in 10 games. Also, Joy, the fact that red ball cricket seems to be a tricky one for him given his lower back issues. He will be super hungry to go really big in both white ball formats.
I think that's it. White ball is his format, and I think he's probably going to take a decision the next that I'm not going to. Red ball cricket is not for me. Though remember, Shreyas Iyer he's had a monster, you know, Ranji season. You know, he scored 1,000 runs.
Yeah.
So he's been a monster Ranji player in his own time. It's just that at a certain age, and I think somehow Shreyas with injuries and, you know, having a great team has been unlucky in the sense that he has not got the kind of opportunities that he would have got for India had there not been such a wealth of Indian batting talent. I mean, I believe Shreyas Iyer can easily play in the India's T20 team. But if you look, who's going to sit out in that team, you know? So that's the problem with him, you know, the limited opportunities, but that is just the number of players India is generating. But on T20, on ODI cricket, he's just perfect for that role.
Since we're talking about number 4 in ODIs, just wonder though if number 4 in ODIs has perhaps the same significance as number 6 in T20 internationals.
So for me, I'll tell you what number 4 in ODIs is, and I think, I mean, Zach has touched upon it very importantly, which is that you are likely to be coming in that 10 to 25, 30, you know, spinners are on, or somebody like a Lockie Ferguson is on, a fast bowler who's doesn't swing the ball much, but just has genuine pace.
Yeah.
And your job is to be able to still keep that scoring going when the field has moved back. So, you know, if you're going to score at a particular rate, normally it dips off because the field is now spread out. So your ability to keep it going means against the spinners, you can use your feet, you know where to, you know, place the ball, you know how to run singles. So there are a lot of things that come there. So for me, it's also the first of it's a difficult position to bat because you can come in at 0 for 2, you can come in at 180 for 2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are different ways in which you need to play the game. Number 6 in T20 cricket is similar to me, but the only difference is number 6 in T20 cricket is generally more or less a finisher. He has to know how to finish.
Yeah.
And you don't. Number 4 in ODIs can still afford to be a batter who's not a finisher, doesn't need to go at 8, 10 and over.
Yeah.
At 6, if you're batting in T20 cricket, you need to be able to smash it at 200.
Both positions, though, equally significant in the sense that, you know, they can...
Very crucial positions. They control the game. So, I feel number 4 in T20 is a game control. 3 and 4 control the game for you.
Would they look at the scoreboard differently? Would they look at how the game is proceeding differently? Yuvraj at 4, Raina at 6. Do they have a different lens of looking at what's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, it's something which you've seen, and the names which you've taken, you know, Yuvraj is someone who's right up there. And if you look at Yuvraj's game, you know, he had the ability to be able to just go with the tempo. You know, look for the shots which are along the ground, absorb the pressure if the situation demands, or when he's in, you've seen him really go berserk in the last 10 overs. You know, so you take the game. So you have those extremes, and you got to assess the situation and play according to the situation. And I think, you know, that is something with experience you've seen. and the ability, players really having a huge impact. You go back to players like Michael Bevan, who used to be a most consistent finisher. They had those kind of ability to be able to, if you 3 wickets down, you had the ability to absorb pressure, push the game along, and then take it on. So that is something which we've seen. If you are in a strong position, the tempo is set, the bowlers are on defense, then you can just carry on with the aggressive approach. So I think to be able to have those gears is something which is important for that position.
No, it's just interesting. I was just thinking about it when you were talking that most of the great chase masters, okay, have been batting at 4, 5, 6, that lower down the order. Bevans of the world and all that. Their chase masters generally bat at a position like that. The only guy who's a chase master who bats at 3 is actually Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
And Virat is the only guy who bats that high and still controls the chase, which is why he's probably the greatest, ODI batter the world has ever seen.
Watch out New Zealand, watch out debutant Jaden Lennox. He's a part of the New Zealand 11. Just the one change, Aditya Ashok, the leggy goes out. In comes left-arm orthodox spinner Jaden Lennox, who's making his debut here at the Niranjan Shah Stadium in Rajkot. That's the New Zealand playing 11. India have had to make one change, forced change that is. Out goes the injured Washington Sundar and in comes Nitish Kumar Reddy, and that means India going with 2 spinners and 4 pace bowling options. Just time for us to go to Joy Factor, sir.
Yeah, actually it's an interesting one because it's got something to do with some of the players we're talking about. So in this, there's a specific ODI list in which Sachin Tendulkar's name appears 3 times consecutive. Owen Morgan is just on top of him. JP Duminy is just after. Which ODI list is this?
Eerie silence, as is always the case after we give you guys a Joy Factor question. None of us have no clue. I'm sure Joy's fan army will already be tweeting away, tagging him and Cricbuzz as well. So send in your entries. We will give you the answer at the end of our coverage tonight. India batting first. Average first inning score in Rajkot is 322. I read that on the match forecast on Cricbuzz, by the way.
315. You are very well prepared.
Yes, sir. 350.
315.
Yeah.
15 you said?
315.
Okay.
315. Okay. 308. I'll stay in that ballpark.
I'll back Cricbuzz's match forecast. 322. Lock it and join us on Cricbuzz Combox after 15 overs.